Welcome to Meditation Tools for Enlightenment, Class 1. The purpose of meditation and grounding is to pull you into your body. And there are a lot of meditations out there that will lead you, and you'll kind of float out of your body and drift away, and it'll be very relaxing. But it's not as practical as learning how to be in your body, because when you're in your body is when you are the most safe. It's when you're the most healthy. And if you look at a blockage in the body, any kind of blockage, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, it's where you're not present in your body. And you can always tell children, especially that have been through traumatic experiences, because they're very flighty, they're very out of their body, they're, what is the word for it? Very ungrounded, I suppose. They're the ones that are spacing out in class and don't answer the questions that the teacher asks. That's how I was when I was a child, extremely ungrounded because of some fearful experiences that I had had in this lifetime and in past lifetimes, because they can carry over into our present life. And so when we meditate, we want to fully embrace who we are. We want to fill up our bodies with light, and oxygen is one of the most important things you can do. Water, that's why I emphasize drinking a lot of water, because when you begin to run your energy, to work energy, to expand who you are as a person, you will need water, because you're actually working, your body is transforming, and that takes energy. So when you're doing energy work, it's important that you give to yourself and drink, and you'll see that you'll need more water than normal. So we ground into our bodies to become the most alive and awake, aware, on purpose as possible. We're going to learn different meditations throughout this course, and some will be very short and some will be longer. The first meditation we're going to do is breathwork. And you're going to think some of these meditations are so simple. And they are simple, and yet they're so extraordinarily important. So let's begin. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And exhale. Notice to begin with how shallow or deep you can allow your breaths to be. What I want you to do is to squeeze your abdominal muscles on the exhale. Really squeeze them and get all that oxygen out. And that'll allow you to have a much larger inhale. This is the first thing that I like to do when I prepare myself for meditation, or if I simply need to become more in touch with myself and my soul. Or if I'm feeling stressed. And basically any time that I can remember. Always start with the breath. It'll instantly help you to become in touch with your source energy. Deep breaths in and deep extended exhale, squeezing your abdominal muscles. Allow yourself to smile. You might start to feel lightheaded, and that's perfectly okay. What you're doing is you're bringing in more oxygen to areas of your mind and entire body where there wasn't enough oxygen, and that's pushing through the negligence, and that can cause you to feel lightheaded. Sometimes you'll hear me use a word that seems strange, like negligence, and that's because I'm actually channeling. And so what we call psychic ease, or like Portuguese, Balinese, we call it psychic ease, like the language of energy. It can be different or sound strange. So negligence is what I heard, and so that means to me that we are neglecting to breathe deeply and to give our bodies what they need. And that's a loving thing to do, is to give yourself what you need. That is what love is. People think about love as being this gushy thing and no boundaries, the very new agey spiritual love. That's not actually what love is. Love is an energy. It's who we are. And it is what's good for our bodies, minds, and soul. So anything that's good for you, even if it means saying no to a friend, that's love. And negligence is not breathing deeply, and love is breathing deeply. Okay, we're going to do a breathwork exercise. I'm going to count, and you can do this exercise on your own, of course, in the future. I'm going to count starting with 1, and you're going to all start, when I say 1, you're going to start on your inhale, and then I'm going to count with the exhale, starting with 1, and then I'm going to keep increasing the numbers, because the idea is that with practice, you'll be able to breathe deeper and deeper. So inhale, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax and breathe normally. So I'm saying breathe normally, but what I'm hoping is that you're going to breathe much more deeply now and with more consciousness, with awareness. Oh yes, I have to breathe. And when we shallow breathe, it's like we're just barely getting along. We're just barely making it. We're doing the bare minimum breathing. But we don't want to just be kind of scooting along on this planet. We want to really live. Live. Allow yourself to live and breathe deeply. We could all be easily living to be 120. Easily. If we breathe deeper and we're more happy and relaxed, maybe spent more time with friends and family and worked less, did jobs that we really, really love, all these things will increase your life. Eat healthy food. So many people are not eating all organic, which really surprises me, considering that non-organic food means you're eating chemicals and pesticides and GMOs. So I really want to encourage everyone to eat all organic, 100%, with the majority of your food intake being vegetables. Deep breaths. Check in with yourself and see if you're still breathing deeply. I'd like you all to enjoy this next tool I call IFG. It stands for I feel good. This is really an amazing tool, so simple but so amazing. And all it is you're switching your energy to feeling good. And if you already felt good, then you're switching your energy to feeling fantastic. One way that you can do that is by putting a smile on your face. Because as soon as you begin to smile, you'll start feeling better. Allow all of the cells in your body to transform into happiness. Take deep breaths. Allow yourself to be filled with the feeling of happiness. And say to yourself in your mind's eye, I feel good. Or you could even say it out loud when you're doing this exercise. I feel good. Check in with yourself. Are you still breathing deeply? Are you still smiling? Do you feel really, really good? Practice makes perfect. What we're going to be working up to with this tool is using this tool, IFG, all the time, and especially when you are in a stressful situation, or maybe someone's yelling at you, or maybe you're in a hurry and you're waiting online in the supermarket and you're feeling more and more tense. That's when I'd like you to use this tool to switch automatically into feeling good. Because when you're not feeling good is when basically you're dying. And when you're feeling good is when you're living. So if you're angry, if you're stressed, if you're in a hurry, you are in a state of dying. Your cells are shrinking. You're closing in your body. Your body's becoming tense. Your heart's becoming tense. Your arteries are becoming tense. All of your organs are starting to shut down. And when you take deep breaths and say, you know what, it's really okay. Or maybe it's not okay, but it's going to have to be okay because I'm going to be late and I'm going to let it go. And that way you're going to get to your destination safely. Because when you're stressed is when you're going to have an accident. And you can say, you know what, next time I'm going to plan better. I'm going to leave 15 minutes earlier so that I can be loving to myself, so that I can enjoy my life, so that I can walk into the grocery store and start chatting to people online instead of closing my lips tight and wondering when the checker is going to get a little smarter or faster. IFG. You can use this all the time. And when you become a master is when you shift your energy from feeling stressed or angry or fearful to feeling good. That is the true master. And you can all be masters. Take deep breaths. Everyone has a limit to how much goodness they can handle in their body, how much love. And so each week we're going to be pushing that limit, or I should say extending your limits. And hopefully you'll be doing that on your own after you learn these tools. You'll be practicing them, using them. And I will tell you that if you're not used to being in a state of peace or happiness, if you start doing this suddenly, don't do it too much. Yes, there is a too much, because what's going to happen is all the unhealthy energy, all the stress, all the darkness, all the grunge in your cells is going to start coming out. Yes, it's called a detoxing. And we don't only detox physically, we also detox emotionally and energetically. All the energy starts coming out, the stress, as well as the physical things start coming out. So we don't want our growth periods to be too strong for us. Otherwise, then you won't be able to come back to class, or you won't sit down and meditate again. So we want to do a little bit, and then maybe a little teeny bit more the next day, and teeny bit more the next day. Enough so that if you start feeling bad, that you can switch back into your IFG, that you have the wherewithal to do that. Because when you get into too big of a growth period, it's like everything goes down the drain and you just want to lie down and curl up under the covers. So we want to really take things in stride, little by little. Okay, the next meditation we're doing is called the Daily Gratitude Prayer. And these meditations are all meditations that I've created, and they're in my book, The Definitive Guidebook on Medical Intuition. The Daily Gratitude Prayer. This is a quick, short prayer that you can do daily. Let's begin. Think about what you're grateful for. Notice if you stop breathing deeply. If you did, continue to breathe deeply. Train yourself to think and breathe at the same time. Tricky. Make a prayer for those whom you love and care for, including yourself. I'd like you to feel the energy of gratitude now. We started with thinking about what you're grateful for, and now I'd like you to switch to feeling the energy of gratitude. Notice how this energy will open you up. It'll just open you right up. It's a miracle. As you are feeling grateful, I'd like you to see a color, energetic color that represents your beautiful gratitude. And it'll simply be the first thing you think of, the first thing you see, the first thing you imagine. We open up to clairvoyance through our imagination. Yes, so you imagine a color, or you think of a color. What was the first color that came to you? It's kind of like taking a test. You know how they say, go with the first answer that you think of when you're answering a multiple choice test. It's the same for reading energy. Stick with the first color that you saw. And what is that beautiful color? And now envelop yourself in that color. Breathe it in with your deep breaths and say yes to it. When you say yes to a vibration, you're allowing it. You're allowing it to align into your soul. And you know what's going to happen if you walk around all day with the energy of gratitude enveloping your soul. Oh boy, things are really going to flow. People are going to like you. They're going to want to talk to you. You'll make more money. Everything will flow more. You'll make more friends. Amazing opportunities will come your way because you're in a state of gratitude. When you're thanking the world, it'll bring you more of what you want. And that, my friends, is a fact. So breathe it in, allow it. I'm seeing some nice colors now. You guys look good. Next, we're going to do a meditation called Surrender to Love. Begin to feel the energy of love. Take deep breaths and allow your body, mind, and soul to be enveloped in the energy of love. Notice that this energy will feel different than that of gratitude. Take deep breaths and surrender to love. This is a letting go process. And the reason why we let go is because we already are love. But when we try to control the world, when we try to play God, we push the world away from us. We push away the very things that we desire. And when you surrender to love, you're letting go. You're letting everything be. You're not trying to make everything be different. You're accepting, you're allowing, you're surrendering to love. Someone could say something that you really don't agree with. And what surrendering to love would look like would be you take a deep breath, you smile at that person, and you surrender to love. Because that person is also a being of God. So we allow people to have their different opinions when we surrender. And this puts us in our power. The mind will tell you otherwise. The mind will tell you that you've lost and that you have to fight. And that's why it's very important to let the heart be the director of your body and your mind be the assistant of the director. So the heart leads, in other words. The mind follows the heart, not the other way around. And we're not taught that in this world. And that's why we have to retrain ourselves to be in a loving space and to let go of fear. There's a lot of fear involved when someone has a different opinion and you think you're right and they're wrong and vice versa. It's all fear. Take some deep breaths and allow that fear to be released from your body and to transform it into love. And now visualize a color for love that will help to transform the energies of fear in your heart to love. And what surrendering is when we allow ourselves to feel love, when we feel safe enough to transform our energy inside. And this will make you so healthy. It can heal any disease, anything at all. You fill that part of your body that's ill with love every day, every minute, and your life will become transformed. Take deep breaths and go ahead and apply your IFG. If you've lost your IFG, bring that back in. Bring back in your smile. Because energy work is not about work. I want it to be about play for you. I want it to be fun. I don't want you to get too serious. I want you to allow transformation to happen in your hearts and for you to surrender, and that means let go. Let go and allow that beautiful flow of love to flow through you. Allow your life to be fun. It's a choice. Just like applying IFG in the middle of a battle is a choice. There's nothing lost, only gained. If you feel good and you allow yourself to surrender to love, there's a lot gained. You don't have to agree with people. You don't have to continue being with people. But in that moment, allow yourself to live, right? Allow yourself to live instead of die. Because everything affects you. However you feel is what affects you, and however you feel is actually the deciding factor of if you're going to be healthy or sick. So allow yourself to be healthy. It's a choice. And when you get into a certain vibration, it will either repel people or attract people. So let me explain this. If you get into a very high vibration, walking around with a smile on your face, feeling grateful, feeling good, people that are not at that level will bounce off of you. They will not be able to be around you. That's so important, and it's important that you don't take those things personally, that you are aware enough, intelligent enough to see that your vibration is different and therefore it will detract. And what you will do is start attracting people that are at your new vibration. So when you apply energy play, energy work to your life, and you start becoming more joyous, more loving, having more fun, yes, you're going to change your friends. That's natural. And surrender to that. Surrender to love and trust. Part of surrendering to love is about trusting the process of the universe, allowing it, knowing that it has your back. The universe has your back. And so smile and keep flowing and keep going. If one friend leaves, the other one will come in. And it might be family members and all kinds of different people, and it could be your job. Sometimes when we start asking for more, for a higher vibration, then the lower vibration jobs have to leave so that the higher vibration jobs can come in. Because we, and when I say we, it's, you know that I'm channeling my spirit guides, we want you to have fun. That's what you're here for. You're here to learn and to play, and in the playing you learn, and in the learning you play. In other words, you can have fun while you're learning. Take some deep breaths. Today we learned how to sit or lie with our spine straight, our feet on the ground, our head and neck straight, so that the greater energy and health can move through our bodies easily. We learned a technique for breathwork. We learned a short gratitude prayer, and we did a meditation on surrendering to love, because love heals all. Continue your breath, and we also learned IFG, I feel good. Thank you very much. And go ahead and unmute yourselves, wiggle your fingers, your toes, stretch your body, stretch your neck, your shoulders. Open your eyes, take deep breaths, see if you're still smiling, and go ahead and push star 6. And when you do that, say your name so I know who's on.
Lilia. Victoria.
Okay, great. Lilia, you sounded like Like you were so relaxed. Lilia, she's not drunk, she is relaxed. All right, excellent. So we're going to do what I call going down the line, and that just means we're going to take turns talking about how that felt. Did you like it? Did you have any kind of awakenings or thoughts of revelations? Did you, what colors did you see? So anything actually at all that you want to talk about. Let's start with Miss Lilia.
It seems so simple with the breathing, and I can't believe how easily it just turned into meditation. Like as soon as you close your eyes and you kept breathing. And then it wasn't until I snapped out of it that I was like, wow, that was really deep. So I enjoyed that. And the one thing that you did say that was just really profound, like a big wake-up call, was, when you're angry, you're dying. Or when you're not happy, you're dying. So I really took that in. But I loved the meditation.
Great. So glad. And what color did you see for gratitude, and what color did you see for love?
I don't know. Because it was, I think the first color I saw was blue or orange. And then I thought, well, I don't like that color. And maybe this color. And then you said, stick with that first. So I think it was like blue or orange for gratitude. And then for love, I saw like rose pink.
Lovely. Awesome. Good job. Let's go to Renee.
Yeah. It was so nice. Let's see. So I saw the color like green for the gratitude, like a limey green. And maybe I imposed that. I don't know. It was like a greeny color. And for the love, I saw like a pink purple. Nice. And sometimes I feel like just like this shoot of like energy from like the base, like from the center of my pelvis floor all.
Wait a minute, your voice is getting unclear. Can you fix that and repeat?
So I'll unspeaker myself. Sometimes I feel like just this shoot of energy from like the base of my pelvis floor, like up to the crown of my head. Like they're just like drawing up. So when we went into that, to that love, I just kind of felt like that movement through my body, and it's really hard for me to stay still then, like I kind of want to like move my spine a little, or I just was like asking to move.
Well, sometimes it is appropriate to move your body because you've got some energy that's stuck that's trying to come out, so you might want to move your hips around. As long as it doesn't keep you from getting quiet, as long as you can do both. Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah, I liked what you said about like the dying versus the living. That's like a good thing to think about, because I know sometimes it can get in like a rut of just being like mad or angry or frustrated about, just the dregs of driving here or there. And just remembering that it's like, both the choice and I'm like leaning one way versus like a better way.
Yeah, and the thing about anger is that it's there for a reason. It's there to propel you forward and to make changes. So, you have to think about, you have to make the choice of, do I want to change my life around so that I don't have to drive? Maybe I can walk everywhere. And if I'm not willing to do that, then I must be willing to accept my situation and instead to choose gratitude. So it's not like anger isn't there for a purpose to help you to make a change, but, you just have to decide if that change is appropriate or not.
True. Yeah, it felt good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Victoria.
Okay. I loved it. I thought that it was just, it was so nice to take that time to do that. And it made me really think about what you said about, dying, cells dying.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I need to do because this is a way of loving myself. And I never want to take the time to just sit and meditate. And, my mind is always like, I have so many things I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So I love listening to you. You have a wonderful sense of humor, and you're very calming. So I don't know if you sell the CDs, but I'm all in for your CD.
Great. Well, you're all going to receive this audio for free. And I'm also going to send you the one from the Tuesday class, because I say slightly different things each time. So if you want, you can listen to those as well. And make sure that you all download them right away, because they are time sensitive. And then I also sell a CD on my website and on Amazon called Soul Love. If you put in Robin Eagle Sage Soul Love, it should pop up. And that's a longer meditation that addresses so many different things, relationships and all kinds of stuff. So that is for sale.
Perfect.
Robin, this is Lilia. I'm just quickly, do you get a lot of feedback, like the same, like from your other classes, about that statement being so profound about, the dying every time you're angry and stuff like that? I'm just curious.
Well, I didn't mention that in my last class. That's why I want to send them this class and vice versa, because sometimes I'm just in a different mood and thinking about different things while I'm doing that meditation, so they're all going to be different. So, and especially since I'm getting such positive feedback, I'm like, oh boy, those guys on the other class need to hear that too, apparently. But it's sometimes we have to really exaggerate things to understand the truth of it, right? Because if you say, if you get angry all the time, it's going to be unhealthy, people will go, yeah, whatever, I know, but, I'm just getting angry anyway.
It resonated because it's so profound and true.
Right. If you say it so deeply and so clearly, the exaggerated form of what's really happening, then it makes you want to stop in your tracks and say, maybe I might want to rethink how I'm living my life. And that is profound.
It really sunk in. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so go ahead. What was that?
Oh, this is Renee. So I was, you had us mute, and then you said when we sit, like we shouldn't sit with our legs crossed, or feet, or ankles crossed. So usually, right, like in meditation, like if I sit like in a yoga class, I'll sit. Oh, so I could sit like with one leg in front of the other leg. Would that be okay? Or I ended up sitting in a chair today, so my feet were on the ground.
I know. This is Lily. I did the exact same thing. I'm used to crossing my legs on the floor, so it was hard for me to stay forward. But anyways, I did it.
Well, first I want to say that there's no right way to do anything, really. I'm going to show you different ways, and, in the last class, that's something we didn't do in this class, so you might want to listen to the other ones. I add things here and there. We ran energy up the spine on the breath, and then down the spine on the exhale, and the woman said, I always do it the other way. So I said, that's fine, as long as you do it, that's the important point. And so there really is no right or wrong way of doing energy work. But what I've seen is that if you want energy to really flow through your body, and if you're working on that, it's better if your legs are uncrossed and that your whole spine is completely straight, and that includes your legs. It was also the way that I was taught in California at the Berkeley Psychic Institute. They always emphasize keeping your feet on the ground, because what we're going to be learning more and more, especially next week, is how to come into our bodies. And so those are the things that will help your energy to flow better. Now, having said that, you can explode all of what I've said and just see what's true for you. And if you think about it, if you're sitting with your legs crossed, well, your legs are bent. So the energy goes straight and then it goes at a diagonal. And so it's just creating a different pattern is all. It doesn't mean that it's worse. But if you want to really get into the flow of running energy up and down your body, then uncrossing might be a better idea. So nothing's written.
Even laying down is like, so you would say, like, this is Renee, so you'd say, like, laying down would be the best.
Well, I actually have you all heard of the famous clairvoyant from the past called Edgar Cayce?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's known for kind of going into a sleep. They called him the sleeping clairvoyant, and then he would access information that way. And what he was doing was becoming so relaxed that he could tune into a higher realm, or I should say a different realm. It's not necessarily higher. And that's the way I work as well. I used to, when I first started, I used to sit, and now I lie down on my bed so that I can relax as deeply as possible. And my readings started becoming deeper and deeper and deeper. So the more you relax, the deeper you can go into your source energy. That being said, you can do it however you like. You know, there really is no right way or no wrong way. I can be walking down the street and give someone a reading. I could stand on my head and give someone a reading. You know, I could be riding a bicycle, and actually when I go jogging, I go through my body and I look and see what's going on, and I give myself a healing and a reading as I'm jogging. So, you know, that's one of the things that I like to dispel, especially in this country, is that you have to be perfect. You know, sitting on top of the Himalayan mountains with your fingers in the right, I forget what they call it, the right position, oming, and, you know, that's not... Mudra, thank you. That's not what it's all about. We want you to learn how to get in touch with yourself, your breath, your greater source energy all the time, and to be a living Buddha that is walking around, conversing with people, living life, living a happy life in society, and not hiding away on the top of a mountain, doing things perfectly.
It's a challenge. This is Renee. It feels like that's a challenge, right? Like to be able to live like as peacefully as you want to live on this earth without, like, you know, having to be in a cave.
Yeah, everything's a choice. So just think about everything that you do in life that's not working, and think about how you can make it work. You know, one thing we talked about in my medical intuitive class last night, or actually it's on their homework blog, is about balance. And for me, my physical body needs to be balanced, my emotional and spiritual body, and my spiritual body, or I don't know if I said that right, but my spiritual body, my creativity, and my physicality. So I started doing 3 different jobs. I train horses, and that's the physical part of me that is so happy and satisfied. I obviously do energy readings and teach and do healings, and that's the spiritual side. And now I'm making jewelry, which I did when I was 20 and loved it. And then you stop and you think, well, why do you stop? You know, you think it's not serious enough, important enough, not going to bring in enough money, etc. You come up with all these reasons to not be yourself. And it's so important that we continue to be ourselves throughout our lifetime. And so...
Did you realize this, like, right after you decided to do that? Were you always psychic, or was that part of your journey?
Oh,
doing all those jobs and then deciding, well, I need to go into something else because, you know, I'm not making enough money.
Oh, the spiritual part. Oh, well, I was always fascinated with spirituality from the get-go. I mean, I would just be the quietest little kid, and if someone started talking about life after death or ghosts or past lives, I would just perk up, and that was fascinating for me. That's what I wanted to hear people talk about, because I felt like people talked a lot about nothing.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's all superficial.
Yes, a lot of superficial stuff. And so when people started talking about what seemed to be the truth, well, that was really interesting for me. And then I found this school, you know, similar to the school you're going to now with me at Sage School of Light. I found a school in Berkeley and started going there. And that was just the beginning of my life, really, you know. I mean, it's something that you can do until you're old and gray. You know, you can always lay down on your bed and hold a phone up to you and talk, right? So it's a wonderful, wonderful occupation. I mean, it's so relaxing and lovely, and, you know, people get a lot of great information and heal and all that. But then my physical side wants to be running around outside. So that's why I started training horses, because I love horses and it's so much fun. And then my creative side was knocking at the door, and so now I've got so much stuff all over my table. Wonderful necklaces and bracelets. And then, of course, the beads are, you know, the semi-precious stones are living, and so I feel that they're part of my spirit, and the crystals and all the different types of stones are, you know, they just go together. Anyway, we're over our time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Did we have any last comment or question?
Robin, this is Victoria.
Hi.
And I wanted to say that I used to train horses too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I have a mini farm.
Oh my God, are you kidding? I had a mini. You have a mini? You have a mini farm right now?
I have a mini farm. I'd love to have a mini horse, but I can't, because I'm already like pushing the limit area. So. But yeah, and I used to make jewelry too, and so I think we share a lot of these things.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited to hear that you're doing this. It speaks to me. It says I can do that too. So
yes, you know, yes. I think it's the new paradigm, really. You know, the old paradigm is you do what your parents do, and you do it for your whole life, and you never change, and you most probably live the most boring life, you know, imaginable. But, you know, as we're evolving as humans, we're becoming more creative, we're becoming more expansive and loving and open, and so what worked before doesn't work anymore. And even if you love your job, which I love giving energy readings and healings, if it's all I do in one day, I'm going to be like going crazy by the end of the day. I need to get outside and run around and play with horses. And then, you know, so I do my reading, I go run around outside, I come home and make some jewelry, and then I socialize with friends. So we can all create the life that we want. And that's an exciting thing. That makes us want to live, right? It makes IFG really easy because you're already feeling that internally.
Right.
All right. Well, we're past our time. I don't want to keep anyone. So it was lovely getting to know you all a little better, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Take care.
Robin,
yeah.
Will we be able to communicate with each other during the week, or
Oh, do you want me to give?
with each other? Or
do you want me to give? Do you want me to give all of you each other's contact information? I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, perfect.
I was going to ask for the same.
That's a great idea. And you know what I'll do is I'll connect you with the other class as well, because they're all learning the same thing. So then we'll have a bigger, happier family.
cool
Support system.
All right.
Okay, so practice your tools this week, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.